raised on the South Shore of Nova Scotia. I lived here all my life. I turned 60 last year, and I love who I am at this point in my life. I plan to discover who I will continue to grow into. My mom was a great inspiration in my life, and I always was in awe of who she became in spite of her life experiences and the struggles that she had. I so admired who she was. And I really now at this point in my life understand more how she became to be the person she was. And that's who I would big time subscribe to. If I even get a fraction of who she was, the world's going to be great. She, in spite, like I mentioned, in spite of my mom's experiences, my mom was one of 4 girls who grew up on a farm with a dad who had served in the war, and now they feel that he had PSTD because he was very abusive. She moved from that into a relationship with a husband who was both an alcoholic and very abusive. How she walked through that whole process in her life, she led the way for her children, for her sisters, for her grandchildren. She gave us tools and showed us another way of being in spite of bad times. I do, and actually through that process, when my younger brother died from alcoholism, I got angry because when we were growing up, you never knew if somebody were going to die. And at one point, Mom almost did die. Had it not been for my older brother knocking my dad out, that saved her that time. So we never knew what was going to happen. So when Carson died, I got really angry, and Second Story Women's Center started the Making Change project at about that time. So I joined that, and my mom joined it. And then I spoke openly at their launch and at a number of other events of theirs. And people did come up to me and they talked to me because we had a connection then. They knew they weren't alone. Somebody also had a bit of an understanding of what they were feeling and where they're at. My first thing is Second Story Women's Center and Sally Hutchinson is an incredible beginning place. And because my dad was an alcoholic, I had an incredible doctor. I was so blessed. She understood because her dad was an alcoholic, and she referred me to South Shore Mental Health, the addiction services section. I really felt like they understood. They knew so much, and they walked with me through that whole process. And I've worked with a number of counselors there, and I still go back when life happens. I still go back because the door's open for me. Like when Mom passed away, I knew I'd be in trouble if I didn't have some help and guidance with that. So back I went again. So that would be my recommendation. A great first place is Sally Hutchinson. She's warm, she's safe. That whole environment with Second Story Women's Center is a very safe place to go to when you need help. And what my doctor said to me, she said they usually help people who has a family member. And at that time, it was not only my dad, it was also my younger brother, Carson, who had alcohol issues. And when you're growing up in addictions, there's so many issues around that, never mind the violence on top of it. Yeah, but at the time she said to me, because I had a meltdown at that time, and she said, Donna, I can do 2 things. I can offer you nerve pills, or I can refer you to mental health. And I went, well, I'm not into pills, and I'm not one who takes the easy road. So, but I have to say it was hard and it was gut-wrenching to walk that path, but it was worth every tear and hard work that I put out. Yes. And there were lots of tears and lots of meltdowns. And the one thing I didn't understand were triggers. Because at times I felt like I was an alien. I felt things would happen and I couldn't understand why I was reacting like I did. When I learned about triggers, it really helped a lot. I could understand then what was taking place. When my boys were born, I said, this is it. That cycle of violence is going to end with my boys. And I'm so proud to say that it has. They've had a totally different life. And they've had that life in part due to my mom, who helped me to see another way and to do differently, and her total commitment to family. So I'm very grateful to say they've lived a different kind of life. My wonderful boys are, the oldest one is right now in the process. He's interested in going into the RCMP. He currently volunteers with the 2688 Army Cadets as an instructor. He himself, they both were Army cadets. He went back as an instructor and works with the youth, which is so powerful. It's exactly what Mom would, so again, parts of Mom, although she passed away 3 years ago, she is so alive in so many of her family members. And then there's my youngest son, Matthew, who is studying law in England, by the way, another young person who doesn't take the easy road. And he's doing really well. And very fortunately, he's been able to work with a lawyer this summer before he goes back off to England to finish his last year of law. I am so proud of both boys. Is to push through and really let my light shine. The true me, the more I'm talking, the more I can share, the more I want to find out all that this person is capable of. With all the wisdom that I've gained to this point in my life, moving forward, boldly moving forward, I'm really excited to find out where she's going to go. In order to move forward, it's really important for me that I'm healthy. I see me as healthy and vibrant and energetic. So my health is my biggest goal moving forward. Also, I worked with an incredible organization, the Acadia Entrepreneurship Center. I'm a business counselor. I love what I do. I love being able to help small businesses get started and hopefully move towards success. And then I can see me continuing to be of service in some way moving forward. I sailed through life. I ran through life, not giving too many thoughts to my health until about 4 years ago when I suffered a mini stroke. And that devastated me to think that, ooh, I'm not indispensable here. But again, at that point, I collapsed. I thought, Mom, and Mom was right with me, always with me. I said, Mom, I've never been able to take charge of my health. I've never been able to lose the weight that I've tried all my life to do. And I said, I don't think I can do it. I thought I was going to die. I thought I would die. But I'm not one that stays in the dirt, like Brene Brown said. I went in the arena and I'm in the dirt. What I know about me for sure is I don't stay down. It didn't take me long, and back up I was. And I said, hey, just a minute now, I've made some changes. And I really dug in and made a lot more changes along the way, which has gotten me to the point where I am. And I'm training this year for a half marathon. So, yeah. So it didn't, and that's the one thing I've learned about me to this point is, yeah, life knocks me down to the dirt, as everybody, but I always get back up. And and I'm feeling great. My doctor's very happy. She said to me, she said, I wish all my patients were like you, because I really have a vested interest. And I've hired my son now to be my coach, my life coach, not life coach. He's my health and wellness coach. So he developed a diet plan for me. He developed a workout exercise for me, and I'm working with him every week, checking in with him. And so I'm really pleased. I understand some of it at this point in my life. And again, I love this point. And here at the center, we have what's called the entrepreneurial decision-making cycle that they developed many years ago. I used it for my own personal goal of becoming a healthier person. And what that taught me, and I'm able to share this with my clients now, but what that taught me was, what is my vision? What is my dream? My dream is ultimate health as I walk through my senior years, is to still be very mobile and doing what I want when I want to do it. When I set my goal 3 years ago, I put a date on it. And I'm learning that no, don't put a date on it. It's a process. And actually, I say I've been working on this for 3 years. No, I've been working on this for the past 20 years or 30 years, right? And what the cycle taught me is this is a process. So internally, so when I'm trying to follow my diet, and this winter I have to admit I gained 10 pounds. So now I'm back at trying to get that weight off. But I understand now I didn't fail. It's a process. So if it's taken me longer than I expected, but I don't care. I love where I'm at and I love where I'm going to. And that's what I love about that decision-making cycle. It shows me that I can evaluate my results. And if my results aren't what I want, I'll come back and look at me, or I'll look at what's going on in my life and make a few tweaks, and off I go again. So it's been a great tool for me. I learned that not to beat up, I was so easy to jump and beat up myself. And I heard something years ago. It said, even though I love my boys dearly, and I can say I love my boys, I love my husband, I love my mom, but I heard that you can't truly love someone unconditionally unless you love yourself unconditionally. You can't be truly compassionate with somebody else if you're not compassionate with yourself first. And you can't truly forgive others if you don't forgive yourself first.